Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are embedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship with initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the Championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing Club Championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
Welcome to Parnell Park for this Go Ahead Ireland Dublin Senior Football Championship encounter between Clontarf and St Judes. It is effectively a knockout game because whoever wins this goes on to the quarter-finals. Paul Clark, should be a good game as well, played in good conditions.
Yeah, hopefully a step up from our last one. Two, I would say, Judes are a solid team, have been for a number of years, always in the mix. They're thereabouts. Clontarf, have been, promising a bit the last couple, let's say 2 years, and particularly last year, that they were going to come through and challenge at the big table. They have not as much experience as Judes when you look at the teams and the squads, but they certainly have plenty of flair and plenty of firepower to cause Judes plenty of trouble.
Now, Coola cannot be knocked off the top regardless of what happens against Fingalians today. Those two are meeting in O'Toole Park. We'll have score updates, but ultimately that game kind of doesn't matter in the wider scheme of things, because Fingalians will not climb off the bottom even if they win that game. So Clontarf against St Judes, as we say, is pretty much a playoff game, but it's one that Clontarf can draw. That'll do for them. St Judes, as you can see, with the worst scoring difference, have to win it. And there is your St Jude's starting 15. Some big names in there, including Liam Connerton, Dara Rooney and Pat Spillane. Three men who are from outside of the capital but who very much bought into St Jude's. Brendan Flynn, between the sticks, an experienced goalkeeper, has played at inter-county level with Leitrim. And of course Kevin Lahiff, whose brother Tom is on the bench this evening. He'll provide a running threat from that wing-back position. It's a decent looking Judes team, isn't it, Paul?
It's a very settled, steady team, a group of good club footballers, never producing 2 or 3 or 4 guys onto the county panel. You know, Kevin Mack and Tom Lahiff have come from there previously, but you know, they just get about their business. They're very effective and they're very efficient. They have an influx of country players as well to sort of balance up the numbers and bring something little bit different to the group dynamics. But you know, no one likes to play against them. They're a hard outfit to beat.
That's certainly true. Longford, Leitrim and Sligo / Kerry represented in that full forward line. Let's have a look at the Clontarf team. There is, of course, one standout name, that is Jack McCaffrey, but there's lots of talent in there as well, including Kieran McKeown and Liam Howley, who've both been around Dublin panels. Nathan Doran has represented Dublin at under 20 level, and some good players even aside from the ones just mentioned.
Yeah, Callum Ahern is one that I like to look at now today. He's cornerback or a fullback, very, very tidy footballer, was on a dub, was under 20s. Obviously Jack brings what Jack brings. I don't see Matthias or Andy Foley there. They're named in the subs. They're a huge loss to Clontarf today. But you mentioned likes of Charlie Meehan at centre forward. He normally plays wing forward for them, but I think it's a better position coming from there. And Kieran McKeown scored in 3-5 the last day, and that was in 39 minutes. He took him off then, so you know, a serious goal threat for Clontarf.
Let's have a look at the benches. Well, a couple of names that you know there. Chris Guckian is a late inclusion on the bench for St Jude's. He's been at it a while. Kevin McManaman still there as well, still provides a threat if required. Tom Lahiff is named on the bench, but I'm not sure he'll be able to play any part because he wasn't in the warm-up, and he was kind of ginger looking as he moved onto the pitch. Now maybe he's going to kind of burst out from the bench and show us something, but I don't know if he'll be involved today. He's standing in the middle of the pitch at the moment talking to the officials. On the bench for Clontarf, a mix of youth and experience, and as you've already mentioned there, Paul, a couple of injuries, and it could be costly for Clontarf.
Yeah, if that's their list of subs, and if they're missing the bottom two, Andy and Matthias, that's a huge loss. Going across to the Jude side, a lot stronger, a lot more experience coming on. But you know, Tom came out. He's the last person out of the dressing room with the physio. He's taken the toss, but he's not wearing a match day jersey. So maybe they're not even considering him to come on as a sub. And we do know how important it is, the impact of a sub, the instruction a sub brings in, the difference you can make, whether it's in defence or in attack, and get the scores. So you know, the day itself, it shouldn't be too draining on teams, but it's all about contact now and wanting to win this game. And if people pick up injuries, you need someone from the bench to make a difference for you.
Clontarf, who came back up, will stay up at the very least. And that in itself is an achievement, but they want a little bit more. Now, before this game, we will have a moment's silence for Pádraig Monaghan, who was a native of Mayo and won club titles with Gary Moore in 1979, 1981 and 1982, as well as playing in the All-Ireland Club Final in 82. He captained the winning Sigerson Cup team in 1980. He became part of the St Jude's fabric and moulded many of their modern day players, including Kevin McManaman. His wife Mary was also secretary of St Jude's for a time. So our condolences to the Monaghan family and everyone around St Jude's. A moment's silence for Pádraig Monaghan, who will be missed by his family, his friends and everyone in St. Jude's. St. Jude's, just in case you don't know, in the navy and metropolitan blue, Clontarf in the red. What are you expecting?
Kev Mack to start.
Oh, wow. Talk about experience.
Yeah, there's a great battle going to go on at midfield. All of them, 6 foot plus towering guys, but our keeper's going to be using a long kick out. Are they going to go short? Are they going to be forced that way? At Clontarf last year were really strong in the air at midfield, and I would hope that they would use that today. The keeper has a great kick out and very accurate as well.
Leo Cunningham up in the air and grabs the ball, juggled there by Nathan Doran, who's experienced with the Dublin under-20s. Nathan Doran takes the hit from Manning, who would have played with Wicklow for a time. And Lehif. St. Jude's go on the counter-attack. Here's Simon King. Lehif. David Sheedy. Heard the shout centre from Oisin Manning, who's so experienced. Forward it goes by Kieran Doherty. Mark called. Kieran Hogan. Wide. Duffus, he goes long. Running onto it is Finn McCarrick. Heard the shout. Gave it back to Fionn Delaney. Left behind but regathered. Charlie Meehan, good ball. Well taken, can he turn and get the shot away? McMahon into the breadbasket of Brendan Flynn. Formerly of Leitrim Gales, would have played with Leitrim as well. Manning. England have gone 2-0 up now. Rice scored the first goal. Have a guess who scored the second.
Wasn't a man called Jack, is it?
Who was Jack Grealish? I honestly thought I was being wound up when I was told. So you know what? Let's just concentrate on this.
Did he scupper his, and tame down his celebration, or did he give it?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
This game looks very open.
Here's Kevin Mack. Didn't quite catch it right, but you can see the threat.
Yeah. It looks a lot more open than the previous game. Not everybody dropping back. There seems to be a lot more space on the pitch. Man-to-man marking everywhere.
Well taken by Leo Cunningham. Unfortunately let it go. He was under pressure from 2 or 3 St. Jude's players, and now here's David Sheedy. Kevin McManaman. McManaman kept his run going, juggled it out to Liam Connerton. Connerton takes aim, takes fire, and takes a point.
Yeah, Kev Mack wasn't sure whether to go or not, but actually acted as a great screen for him to block the defender coming onto him, and it was a good finish.
Keeper goes straight down the middle. Will it go to blue or red? It goes to blue. Rob Martina claiming that one. Another one of the familiar names in that St. Jude's team. Owen Costello, who was a Dublin minor a couple of years ago. Manning. Lehif. Still Lehif. It's a great run by Lehif. And a good point by Lehif.
Similar type of gait to his brother, the way he runs. Probably a little bit more pace in the locker room, but that's he cut through that gap, and the gaps that we've seen in the pitch at the moment, they're everywhere. So far, Clontarf have gone long with all their kickouts. They see that happen. Here's another one for them.
Just got above the intended target, who was Fionn Delaney, a man who has worked with Charlton Athletic in the past, studied sports science in DCU, also worked with Offaly GA. Charlie Meehan. Meehan continues his run, but he's well covered. Is he fouled? Referee says no, he did go down off the ball. Not sure if you saw that on a telly, but we saw it here. Clontarf looking for an opening. Making a burst is John Hanley. Charlie Meehan. Meehan just spins off target. He was unlucky.
He's getting plenty of touches of the ball now. He seems to be a bit of a playmaker for them. Taking the ball, looking around and passing. That time he touched maybe 3 times during that passage of play. Probably didn't really want to take the shot, but nothing else was on.
Jude's on the move, and they have players who can move. Owen Costello is one of them. Costello looking to pick out a pass, just too much red in the way, and it was Jack McCaffrey who intercepted it, got it up to Charlie Meehan, and now Clontarf have the chance to counter-attack. Charlie Meehan pokes it outside, good ball. John Hanley. Hanley up against Martina. And he just about gets there. Finn McCarrick, well done to him. Fionn Delaney. Well taken, Leo Cunningham. Nathan Doran. 13 behind the ball for Judes. Charlie Meehan. That's a good ball, a good take. And a free in. Well won by Matthew McMahon.
Meehan is pulling the strings at the moment. You know, he gets on the ball, looks up and held the ball up a bit to show, look, I have the ball, give me a bit of movement. And had the quickness of thought not to put in a foot pass, and it was a hand pass over a block of 3 Jude's players, and a well earned free.
Kieran McKeown, who's been around the Dublin panel, scored 1-8 in a huge game for Clontarf last year against Naomh Barroga. It wasn't the final, but the semi-final is nearly a final in Senior 2, because if you win it you go up, because 2 go up and 2 go down. And he puts that one over. 1 goes over for Kieran McKeown. Obviously relegation not an issue for either of these two regardless of what happens today, but the bottom 4 teams in the 4 groups go into the playoffs, and the 2 winners stay up, the 2 losers go down. It's as simple as that. Nathan Doran, 3rd place, retains senior status, but you don't progress. 2nd and 1st go through to the quarterfinals. In theory, if you win the group, in theory that is, you get an easier quarterfinal. Charlie Meehan, good pass, taking it John Hanley. Hanley loses possession, but he spilled it to his teammate. We'll call it a pass. Fionn Delaney, good ball, really good ball. McKeown, Jack McCaffrey. He could do anything here. Hanley. It was a foul off the ball,
on
and
Jack.
It's a free in on Jack. You know, there you go.
That's what a player, you ask them to run through a defence, not looking for the ball, or maybe looking for the ball. It's to draw your attention, and if you get their attention, their eyes, something can happen. If you get their attention, they get hold of you, well then right in front of the referee is a definite free.
And our referee, by the way, is Eamon Drumgool English. And here's McKeown looking for the equaliser. And Clontarf looking for a 2nd point on the bounce.
Look from the strike, this dead straight and through. There's a bit of a breeze there. He's a little bit at a right angle, so you know he didn't really want to put any sort of curve on it. Had to be struck straight and through.
Brendan Flynn is his official name, but Benny Flynn he'd be better known as. Delaney couldn't quite soak it up, but Clontarf do get it. They're winning those breaks. Coming forward, Charlie Meehan. They're 2 exciting teams to watch, these 2. They've got a lot of pace and a lot of skill and a lot of endeavour. And a lot of battling qualities, as we're seeing right now. Here's Doran. Just bounces awkwardly for Doran, but he does get it back under control, does get a shot away. and doesn't get a point.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. A lot of bodies around there from Judes. Thought he'd forced the turnover with Charlie Mean. He eventually got it back. But referee seen something that we didn't see. There's a free in.
Yeah, I think he's saying maybe there was a tug back, but that was really well played by the referee. Just allowed it to flow, see what would happen, and then came back for the advantage. Sometimes referees show far more patience than we do, and they're in the thick of it. They're in the heat of it. It's not a job I don't think I could do, and it's certainly not a position I'd envy being in. So my admiration for those who do it is pretty high.
So why not throw them a load more new rules, and they have to figure that out themselves as well.
Well, that's it. If you add new rules, you add more complications for the referees. That's another side of it. 3 frees in a row for Clontarf and for McKeown, and they're up by a point. Sean Kerwin. Big bunching of players between the 45 and the 65 there.
Yeah, that was the kick out. All the Judes guys came together, brought the
Kerwin is going to drop in around the square. It's fisted, but it comes to red rather than blue. No, it comes to blue. And can he guide it over? No, he can't. He was unlucky, David Sheedy. He's saying that it was over, or maybe there was a touch off a Clontarf player, and the way the referee is saying, no, there wasn't.
I thought it was a wide. I don't know whether someone got a touch on it, but I definitely thought it was a wide.
And again, good refereeing. He will check with his linesman to see. It looked wide, but was it? He'll ask the umpires who were trying to get away from him. And the referee thought the incident was done, but he had to double back again. And it is reconfirmed that it is a wide. But again, he did the right thing there. Check with his linesmen, check with his umpires, made sure no score. Leo Cunningham.
There's that long kick out again. He used it so well. If it's not to our midfielders, it's the threat of a half forward as well. That Clontarf have is that height around that middle third. Good option.
Doran making a burst as Callum Ahern. Didn't get it, drew a runner with them, comes back to Nathan Doran. Leo Cunningham. Forward by Ahern. Clontarf are very patient, they use the ball really well. Here's Matthew McMahon. Might fancy a go, Charlie Meehan is calling for it. McMahon goes himself, McMahon nails it. Good score, best of the match so far. And a first from play for Clontarf.
Yeah, patient from the kick out. He won it well, kept possession. Doran tried to move up the pitch a couple of times, didn't happen. But the patience to do that, and then up and steadying himself and kicked a fine score.
Jude's got the first 2. Clontarf have got the next 4. Manning. McManaman sails it inside for Simon King. No mark. And a free in.
That's confirmed for us. Matthias won't be coming on. He's a water carrier on this side of the pitch.
So here's Dara Rooney. Leitrim and Sligo met in the championship last year. Pat Spillane, his teammate for St Jude's, plays for Sligo, but they actually share a house together, so I'm sure they avoided each other for the week leading into that. Dara Rooney didn't avoid scoring there.
The bulk pasta was made and put in separate containers. Probably had to do a rota on when you're going to have your dinner.
Pat Spillane, a huge basketball fan, massive basketball fan, batted down by Kevin Lahiff. Kevin McManaman. McManaman doing what he's always done, running at defences. Took too much out of that, and it's a free out, and you can hear what that means to the Clontarf team and the Clontarf supporters, many of whom are under us here in the terrace. Leo O'Connor, it's popped out of his hands, I beg your pardon, that was Fionn Delaney. Either way, it's a line ball to Clontarf. It is Pat Spillane, by the way, who I think has been sacrificed for Kevin McManaman, but what a player to be able to bring off the bench. Pat has had his injury issues, so I imagine that's after playing a part in the decision not to start him. Doran. Meehan. Oh, what a turn. No, over carried it. There's a fine line between skill and fouling the ball.
Yeah, the defender just came just that split second too soon for his liking, because he was trying to get the pass at the far wing and free man.
Kevin McManaman taking on Liam Howley. Kevin Mack popped it off. Rooney. Good block down. Just took too much out of it, and then the rebound is won by Leo Cunningham. Jack McCaffrey taking off, giving it to Fionn Delaney. Barrett breaks it and keeps it in play and gets away from Rian Wallace. Running in front of him is Fionn Delaney. Goes inside to Delaney. Delaney is surrounded, but he just couldn't quite keep a hold of it. Ball goes loose. It will be poked at here. No, it goes out over the line. Is it a wide, or is it a 45, or is it a free out? I think it's a free out.
Yeah, goal opportunity there. It wasn't the greatest pass up over the top for him to get through, because he never really gathered it, and it was falling into a group of blue jerseys as well. So to win it and then try and do something with it was going to be very, very difficult.
Bursting out to it, Liam Connaughton, following him all the way, O'Grady. Connaughton, who's got a bit of pace and a bit of guile. Connaughton might get it back here. Comes to Lahif. Has an option out the left. That's McGuinness. He lines it up and just drags it wide.
Just noting the way Howley's marking Kev Mack. Kev Mack is twice now run strong down the left wing, and he's stepping inside onto his right foot. Howley's getting his body in a great position, and it's like a strong arm tackle. He's not allowing him to come in the inside, and he's using the body contact to his benefit.
Howley, who has been a player of the year in Clontarf in the past, gathering this one, Oisin Manning. Sheedy sails it outside. Kevin McManaman booming it into the square. Broken. It will fall here for Simon King. Simon King send it over.
Yeah, Kev Mack was probably looking, do I play the mark or continue on? So decided to continue on.
Entertaining match so far.
Yeah, I think we're going to get a good scoreline. I think we're going to get, end to end from minute 1 to minute 60.
Level at the moment, that would do for Clontarf. Fionn Delaney. Well taken. Matthew Barrett. Barrett back inside for Delaney. Delaney. More live games tomorrow on Dubs TV. Just the one, because TG Cahir are showing a game as well. So it's good that the Dublin Championship will be seen by the widest possible audience. Here's Finn McCarrick. Finn McCarrick finds his man. That's Charlie Meehan. Charlie Meehan bearing in on goal and getting a goal. What a finish.
It was an awful kick out from the keeper. I don't know who he was looking at, whether it was the linesman's jersey mixed up with his own team jersey. Poor kick out. Well won here. Meehan was clear through the middle. I thought it was delayed too long, but it got through to him. And he only had one thing in his mind. I think that could be a second goal so far in the championship. He got a goal in his first one as well. So at the moment he's contributing a fair amount in his passing, but now in his scoring as well.
Absolutely fantastic. Here's Lahif. Manning.
I don't think that's going to be our last goal anyway.
No.
It just feels it's very open.
Here's Jack McCaffrey. McCaffrey into the corner and Kieran McKeown. McCaffrey gets it back. McCaffrey looking for Barrett and finding it. Barrett! It wasn't our last goal, you were right. What a pass by McCaffrey. What a composed finish by Barrett. Clontarf cruising.
So is that the perfect move? Wins the ball, passes with his left, hand pass back to him, foot pass with his right, and a great finish. Judes needed to steady things, or this game could go away from them before half time.
Clontarf, who have been goal hungry so far this season in the Championship, have just taken a big couple of bites out of St. Jude's with 2 quick-fire goals. Meehan adding to the goal he got against Finn Gallions with the one just before Barrett stepped up and got their second today. Leo Cunningham. Judes need to turn it over. Judes just need to settle it down. Dara Rooney. Lahif's outside. Lahif didn't catch it right. Tough to see. McCarrick will get up with Lahif. Lahif does well. It's just not quite going right for Judes at the moment, is it?
No, they're missing that bit of a Tom Lahif presence around that would control her a bit more. I'm looking inside now, the movement from inside as well wouldn't be what you want, particularly if you're an outfield player looking inside to get passes away that are crucial to the team.
McCaffrey's... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and saying that Jack gives away a ball that was never on, and hopefully don't pay for it now.
Costello looking for Kevin Mack, not finding him. Howley is tightly marking him, isn't he? In a Dublin sense, McManaman in the past, Howley possibly the present and future. Manning continues the run, wants it back. This is a good run by Manning. Kevin Mack has got a bit of time and a bit of space. Connerton goes for goal and gets it. That's a wonderful goal by Liam Connerton. A goal his team desperately needed.
Yeah, 5 or 6 Clontarf players back there, and couldn't stop that, and neither could the keeper. Worked it well up the pitch, and the thing about it is that defensively, and we said that we hope Jack's pass isn't going to be punished, but eventually it was. And it's this game is still open, that's still alive.
It certainly is. We mentioned that. Well, I did. I'm not going to incriminate you in my my poor analysis. That's not what I'm here to do. I refer to Kevin McManaman as the past for Dublin, which he is because he's retired. But look, he can still do damage today in the present for his club. Howley is a good up and coming young player. Callum Ahern is heading over towards the sideline. I didn't catch if he got carded or if he's just going over for instruction or if there's been a substitution. Well, Callum Ahern is definitely, whether it's a black or a red, I'm not sure because I didn't spot it. So, at the very least, Clontarf are down to 14 for the rest of the half.
And a very important player as well for them.
Yep.
A proper defender.
Yep, here's Howley. Howley is fouled and it's a free in. Doran. Cunningham was there as an option, wasn't taken. McCaffrey always there as an option. And despite being fouled off the ball, McCaffrey gets it. McCaffrey, he might be thinking goal, he is. Came off the back of the defender. Clontarf not done with this attack yet. Picked up again by McKeown. McKeown gets his fourth and his first from play.
Yeah, big threat there. And I don't think the defender knew what about the block. Jack having a shot with his left foot. And McKeown finished really, really well. Still unsure now the way Hearn went to the bench looked like very disappointed, and he was gone like a red rather than a black, but I couldn't see what happened for that to happen.
Probing ball in behind. Lahif was the target, but it was intercepted by Giles. It was a vital intervention because Lahif was away and free towards goal if he'd got that one. Clontarf don't tend to do boring in their games, do they? Here's Liam Howley. And confirming it was a black card rather than a red card, so Clontarf are temporarily down to 14, but not permanently. And since that, they've actually got a good score through McKeown. The only score of that kind of a black card period so far. Is it something that teams think about now when you go down to black to 14, kind of try and ice the clock a bit, slow it down
For
if
sure,
you can?
there's this black card and head to the sideline as slow as possible, so it allows your teammates to see what's going on.
Yep.
And a corner forward to drop to half forward and back, particularly if it's in the defensive type of line. And that's what they do. And then, it's normally you expect them to cool things down and see the 10 minutes out. But as you just said, Clontarf don't do boring. They have been quite the opposite. They're actually still trying to be a threat and still are a threat, even down to 14.
McCarrick. Good take by Barris, one of the goal scorers, Barris. They're going for another one here. It's Leo Cunningham. Leo Cunningham settles for the point. His first of the game. So that's 2 points without reply since they went down to 14 temporarily.
So just listen to the call there from Clontarf is 45, which means they want the players to drop out to the 45-yard line. The 50 minute to allow the kick out to be taken that way. The press start there.
David Sheedy. Costello. Doherty. Doherty into the corner and finding his man. A take and a turn from Liam Connarton. Will Connarton get it back? He will. There's just too much red to try and run through there. It's Lahif. Sheedy. Blocked down. I think it was Cunningham who got his hands on it, but luckily for St. Jude's it came to McGuinness, but he couldn't do anything with it. Howley. Howley just looks a presence at fullback, doesn't he? O'Grady. Meehan. McMahon. Delaney. Fionn Delaney again. Charlie Meehan. This game has flown by. We're almost at half time. Dr. Jack McCaffrey. O'Grady. McCarrick. O'Grady. Leo Cunningham. Howley. The law student takes off. Passes backwards, but make sure his team keeps possession. Doran. Doran trying to shake off the tackler. That's David Sheedy, and he did. Clontarf on the move again. McCaffrey gliding as always. Here is McCaffrey. Back inside. Charlie Meehan. Point Clontarf.
That is, I have to say, a brilliant score. It looked like they were caught out Meehan gets the ball inside his own 45-yard line, calls for someone to show, pop pass, went after himself, and he ended up on the end of it, kicking a score and taking one for the team as well. And he'll probably see us out to half time. But a fantastic score, like team on 14 men, you're centre half forward, going all the way back there to get involved. Good head on his shoulders and did really well.
A double header here in Parnell Park tomorrow, but just one game on Dubs TV because TG Car have won and we have won. And of course you can keep an eye out on everything else that's happening through the Dublin GA social media channels and website. Because there's nothing on Coola and Finn Galleons, I haven't really been keeping an eye on it, but we will try and keep you informed with what's happening in that game. It's been hard to take your eyes off this one though, isn't it?
I think you've got both teams going at it, and a good referee. He's made some really good calls too, and credit to him.
Coola 110, Finn Galleons 4 points, the latest score. 27 minutes gone in that game. Finn Galleons will have to battle to survive in the playoffs in a couple of weeks' time. If they win, they stay up. If they lose, they go down. It's that simple. Costello. One of these teams will remain static. One of them will go forward. Here's Costello again. Kevin Mack. Lehif. Lehif having a cut. Lehif having a goal. Lehif having a shot. And Lehif getting a point. Well, it stops a run of 3 points in a row for Clontarf. It's a desperately, desperately needed score for St. Jude's. Duffy. Kind of hung up in the air for a long, long time. Bit of basketball skill there. Keeps it alive. Delaney. Back to Delaney. Doran. Giles. Doran. Leo Cunningham. Oh, a slip, and it could let St. Jude's in. It breaks for McManaman, but then he made up for his error, O'Grady. Got it to Delaney. That kind of sums up Clontarf. Even when they make mistakes, it's still kind of falling right for them today, but it's not accidental. They're working so hard.
And the opposite for Judes. That was a chance there. They had him on the ground and just had to put the foot on their throat. He slipped and definitely should have been punished with a score.
Charlie Meehan, who's been excellent so far. You could say that about any number of Clontarf players, in fact all of them. Great ball in front, well taken by full forward Hanley. Hanley lays it off. Here's McKeown. McKeown drew it in just enough. Really good score by McKeown.
With Jules not playing, say with a +1, we've seen a +1 in the previous game. They're not doing that. And the pop pass into the full forward line has been exemplary. Really, really good. Guy has shown well. Hard for defenders to mark. Did he take a chance and play in front, or did he go shoulder to shoulder? But those Clontarf guys are shown really well. The pass is great, and then they're following on to receive the backup pass and kick their score. It's not the first time they've done it.
2 from play for McKeown. 3 from frees. Is there to be 1 from play for Dara Rooney? Not right now. And that's half time. Half time in a thoroughly entertaining and exciting game. It doesn't feel like a 6-point gap, but it is. Clontarf 2-8, St. Jude's 1-5. Paul, before we take a breather, what have you made of it?
Really enjoyed it. Very open game, lots of space around the pitch. Clontarf taking full advantage of that. They have players who are having a really, really good game tonight. Charlie Meehan up front, controlling a lot of the things. Kieran McKeown, we mentioned about his scoring threat, he's doing that for them. Nathan Dordan is holding down number 6 really, really well. Liam Howley doing a great job, and Kev Mack and Callum Ahern up to his black card was having a fine game as well. Midfield, they are on top, and Judes have been quiet. Judes themselves, no one has really performed particularly well for them. They've had to work hard for the scores, and probably Kevin Lahiff has kicked 2 really good scores that are important to them early on the game, and then the latest one. So it's if it keep on going the way we're going, we're going to have a fine match. I think it will come closer, and who'll see it out, I don't know.
Clontarf 2-8, St Judes 1-5. As we are, Clontarf will make the quarter-final. St Judes will retain their senior status, but they won't progress. Coola have won the group. Well, we knew that even before today, but they're looking like they're going to get the perfect 3 out of 3 in the group. They're 110-4 up against Fingallians, heading towards half-time in that game. We'll be back with the second half. Stay with us.
Stay City Apart Hotels. Half apartment, half hotel. Warm beds, comfy sofas, and fully equipped kitchens. We offer guests more, so you can do more. Cook, sleep, work, play. Welcoming, accommodating, and big beds for jumping. Smart travellers choose Stay City because Stay City is the smart choice. Stay City, half apartment, half hotel, all across Europe. Save 10% every time you book at staycity.com.
We're delighted to extend the partnership with Go Ahead Ireland. They're an organisation that serves communities all over Dublin and helps serve our club members around the county, and it's been a brilliant partnership for the last 3 years, and we're delighted to extend for a further 2 years.
Like us, Dublin GAA are bedded in their community, so it was a really natural fit. For us, it was important to find a partner that was inclusive, but also had that community identity, and that's exactly what we found in Dublin GAA. Since we started the partnership, they've been really easy to work with, and we're really excited to continue the journey together.
In those 3 years, we actually accomplished a lot with Dublin GAA. We were privileged to be able to work with both local and national charities with them, as well as working on several GAA initiatives.
This partnership allows us to support Club League and Championship and initiatives such as our Dubs TV live streaming platform. We try and stream as many games as possible, particularly during the championship season where we can from a logistical point of view around grounds, and that is something we will continue to try and deliver over the coming years and keep enhancing club championship product and club leagues around the county across all 4 codes.
In the coming months, we're going to be continuing growing our services. And while we do that, that means that we'll be serving more GAA community clubs than ever before.
This year alone, we're going to be introducing the Development Fund for Accessibility as part of our partnership, which is going to see core infrastructure at Dublin GAA developed. In the summer, we're also introducing the Go Ahead Ireland Dublin LGFA Summer Skills Camps, which will be held in July and August.
As Dublin's best performing public bus operator, we're going to continue to work really hard on delivering for our customers and our communities.
One of my favourite places to grab a coffee in Dublin is Bua. It's one of these kind of COVID coffee trucks that popped up, and it's kind of developed into this bit of a social hub. I'll always find myself being drawn back to social fabric. It's just a beautiful place to go. They always have consistently good food there. Bar 1661. So I love watching them make the cocktails, shake it up, garnish it, serve it. Hoth village itself is a lovely little kind of seaside town. The Gravity Bar up on the top floor of the storehouse, and it's just an amazing place, an amazing view of Dublin City. Definitely visit Temple Bar and take in what's there. My advice would be to try your best to see other parts of the city. Brian Fenton, this is my Dublin.
It has to be Tang on Abbey Street. You can't beat their flatbreads with the chickpeas and spicy chicken. It's Irish owned, great food, great people. Shoe Lane beside Tara Street train station. It was close to Trinity where I went to college. They have nice croissants, fruit scones. If you're ever looking for a quiet place to go and chat with your mates, the Snug and Chaplin's has to be the go-to. Lovely old interior. Just have to get the dart out to Vico Baths, bring the swimming togs, go for a dip, and you get a lovely view of Killiney Bay. The Epic Museum, I think it's something nice to just figure out the history of the city. You have to go and visit a GAA or hurling or camogie game. It's the most amazing atmosphere. It's going to be an unforgettable experience. Cian O'Sullivan, this is my Dublin.
Tribeca in Ranelagh. I'd go with my family, it's a favourite of ours. Definitely recommend trying their wings. The Metro Cafe, it's a great spot for people watching, especially when it's sunny outside. An oat milk cappuccino would be my go-to. The atmosphere in Devitt is always brilliant. We've had plenty of team nights out there, always great crack. The Timber Trove Cafe in the Dublin Mountains, it's a really cosy family-run cafe. Family House would definitely be a must visit. They have monthly markets on which are gorgeous. I would advise you to walk around the city because most of the main attractions are close by and you can get there quicker on foot. Niamh Gannon, this is my Dublin.
Kyo's Cafe in Portobello. I really like going back just for the vibe. It's nice and chill, people are really cool. Trails Cafe in Ticknock. The coffee is really, really good. Americano, small bit of milk, and you're good to go and hit the trails. Blue Light is always a nice roaring fire. We tend to go up after All-Ireland final week. It's a really nice place to be. I'd recommend getting out to Poolbeg Lighthouse. It's a great walk out. You get a great view back of the city. If you get the chance, I'd go up to Ticknock, go up and rent a mountain bike. Trails up there are pretty cool. Bring a raincoat, a shower's never too far away. Orla Nolan, this is my Dublin.
We met down at Fairview, and Kieran's brother was a friend of my brother's. We met through them, so when I was coming up to the Devs, I invited Kieran to my Devs. He asked me to marry him, and I said yes, so long as our firstborn child played for Vincent's. And he said, okay, grand. It's great to have our family involved as well. I suppose if the kids weren't as interested in it as we were, it'd be very tough on us.
Kieran's are playing Vincent's. The tension in the house is gas. Mum is obviously Vincent's and Dad is Kieran, so Mum always claims that she'll give John steak for dinner and she won't feed Kevin. But it's always a bit of a laugh, but I suppose no one takes it too seriously.
She had her hands full. She could have got the job as a bus driver. The amount of dropping off and picking up she did from matches around. Leaving some matches early to go to another match to make sure she got the end of that, or make sure we all got the same amount of attention. There was no favourites.
It means everything. I don't know what we do without it, to be fair. We eat, drink and sleep.
It's always through the family like the rest of us. There's not enough supporting words, I'd say.
I know my whole life at this rate.
We're very proud parents. That's a huge achievement to have 100% of your family still playing. We're proud of them all, every one of them.
My name is Niamh Heatherton.
My name is John Heatherton. I'm Kieran Heatherton.
I'm Patsy Heatherton, and as a family,
our roots are set in the GAA.
Ground Force probably is the absolute heart of this club, both in their ethos, the amount of work they do, and just the pure love they have for Naomh Marnoga and the GAA in general. In simplest terms, we probably couldn't function without Ground Force.
I suppose the GAA was always a bit more than hitting the ball or hitting the schlitter, you know, and it gave a great sense of community to people.
I suppose at my age, fear of retirement, worried about the unknown, what am I going into a home under my wife's feet all the time or something like that, and then we just got this men's initiative started off. We feel that we're giving something back to the club that gave so much to us. We come up here on a rotary basis and line pitches, cut grass. It kind of empowers us as well if we feel valued.
We're all friends, we're all retired, we're all around the same age group. Some of us have nothing outside of our work, and Ground Force has been a big change for everybody from a mental well-being point of view. It's really, really important and really significant, and there is great camaraderie amongst the group.
So I think there's about 30 odd men in this initiative that comes up to the club and has a chat. And the coffee is important as well. We sort out the world, Dad.
Yeah. Or well, most of it.
Yeah.
That's what it means to me, just achievement and pride.
My first memory of GAA would probably have been in Croke Park with my father. That would be in the early 1950s.
As a young lad, brought down to watch one of my brother's matches.
Playing under 10 hurling, and I say hurling, not camogie, because I played on the boys' team.
My feeling about the GAA was more a social one than a games one, because I thought it was a great way for all the kids to get to know each other.
Mum and Dad always brought us up to have each other's backs. We'd all go to each other's matches. No matter what we were doing or playing, we'd all support each other. I'm playing for the club 37 years, I think, now, but I also coached my 2 daughters' teams.
It's great. It really is a great feeling to have the kids down there. And now all of their friends are beginning to come from the same community and the same focus on the club, so it's a mirror of what happened to me in my childhood, I suppose.
We made more friends down the years and had more fun down the years than ever we would anywhere else.
Mum fostered that through us as well. She was chief bottle washer. She'd have jerseys upon jerseys out in the line.
3 of my offspring are married, and they met their better halves through the club.
The friends and relationships I got out of it. Looking back, that was really what the GAA was about. Community, about building relationships with people. My name is Mick Galvin.
My name is Mary Galvin.
My name is Phil Galvin, and my family roots are in St. Bridget's GAA Club.
Welcome back for the second half of Clontarf against St. Judes. Clontarf 2-8, St. Judes 1-5 as we are. Clontarf are going through to the quarterfinals. A couple of switches made by St. Judes. Now Kevin McManaman is still on, but Alex Hassett has come in, as has Pat Spillane. So I'm just looking around to see who has gone off. Alex Hassett.
That's a heavy strapping on Kev Mac's hamstring, I would say.
Well, Alex Hassett will be able to help him out because he's a physiotherapist. But what he wants to help his team do is get a couple of scores. I was going to say get back into this game. They are 6 down, but they haven't been out of it, if that makes sense. Delaney. Meehan. Ball breaks kindly, and it's collected by Hassett.
And Tom Lahiff on as well.
Oh, wow. Tom Lahiff, who wasn't even wearing a match day jersey, didn't even take part in the warm-up. Here's Pat Spillane. Spillane cruising. Good hand in there from the Clontarf defender. It was O'Grady, but he couldn't get it under control. Now it's Liam Connarton. Connarton, who got that wonderful goal in the first half. Bowled them over, got his point, but it comes back from the free anyway.
So I think Simon King is one that's gone.
Okay.
Lahiff is brought on to mark young Meehan, Charlie Meehan. That's the job to do. He's been so instrumental. He's been on the scoreboard. He's great in scores. He's been a problem. I reckon he could be good just in to do a job there.
It is Dara Rooney who'll strike the free. Nathan Doran has to just step off the pitch for a moment. He'll come back in as soon as this free is presumably floated over, which it is.
Clontarf back to 15 men. Callum Ahern back in there. His black card is 10 minutes are up.
It was important for Judes to make a good start. They have done that in a scoring sense, and then they put the pressure on. They've won the line ball. Pat Spillane is being followed by Callum Ahern, who he'll need the extra energy of having that 10-minute break, or will need the extra energy that he might have accrued from that 10-minute break, because Pat Spillane is a live wire. He will move around the place. Tom Lahiff. Alex Hassett, former Cork Minor, former Illan Rovers player. Spillane. Spillane up against Ahern. Still Spillane. Kevin Mack. Hogan. Clontarf with 12 behind the ball, resisting the urge to get everyone back. Trying to make a break here is Manning. Into the corner it goes, and Hassett. Sheedy. Hogan. Lahiff. Well, now there's 2 of them on there. I better clarify that it is Kevin Lahiff. And it is Kevin Lahiff who goes for the score, and it is Kevin Lahiff who gets the score.
Starting the second half as they started the first half, this third point, very important to them. And that came from a short kick out to the sideline that Clontarf got wrong.
Who's going to win the break? Oh, that's bravely won by Doran. O'Connor. Cunningham, I beg your pardon. Giles. Meehan. Just calms things down a bit, takes a few seconds on the ball, gives it off to Doran. O'Grady. Ahern. McCaffrey. That's just unbelievably nonchalant and cool the way he just put his hand up to shield the sun. Andrei Kalchalskis style, remember that?
Yes, indeed, yeah, very good. He stood in the ball at the same time, didn't he?
That's right, yeah. Martina. Lahiff. Rooney. Back to Lahiff. Lahiff has found his man now. Can they find the score? No. Shunted wide by Kerwin. Two more live games tomorrow, by the way. Skerries against St. Vincent's. That's live on Dubs TV. And live on TG Cahir. Raheny against Castleknock. Live right now, Leo Cunningham coming forward and being fouled and winning a free in for Clontarf. Or does he? No, he doesn't. The referee, I thought I heard a whistle, but
yeah,
he allowed play to continue. Here's Rooney, Lahiff. Spillane. There's something familiar about that run, isn't there? But he overcarries it.
He actually defended it very well. I've noticed that's the second time now he's done it with Kev Mack. He's defended the ball so well.
Fionn Delaney has a go. It's climbing, but is it going to go between the posts? No, it isn't. Coola 2-16. Fingallians 6 points, the latest score, by the way. Coola, who have been good for a while, but seem to be even better this year. They're very much in the conversation now, aren't they? Another team that we saw earlier on, Ballymun Kickham's, who are always in the conversation. They look impressive too, so it's a hard one to call. The go-ahead Dublin Senior 1 Football Championship at the moment. Clontarf getting the decision. Leo Cunningham getting the ball. Nathan Doran.
Kev Mack's strapping didn't last too long. He has it whipped off already.
Liam Howley. It's all or nothing today for St. Jude's. They need to win it. A draw will do for Clontarf, just to remind you, just in case you're late joining us. Charlie Meehan. Jack McCaffrey. Back towards Charlie Meehan. Good ball. Oh, this is great movement by Clontarf. Now it's O'Grady. O'Grady just didn't put enough on it. Rob Martina. Spillane. Spillane pins the ears back. Lahiff. Kevin Lahiff. Oisin Manning has a look up, decides to hang on to it for a second. Tom Lahiff. Rooney. Rooney. Those outside of the boot points always look beautiful, don't they?
They come off, there's nothing like them, all right. Struck it really, really bad. Very difficult because of the centre of the pitch.
3 in a row for St. Jude's. Clontarf yet to score in the second half.
Alan Connolly coming on for Kev Mack this time. Obviously, he was carrying a bit of an injury.
Well, he gave Clontarf a bit to think about. He was always there, always available. And he will hope that this is not his last act of this championship. What a player, what a servant, what a guy as well by all accounts.
Yeah.
Great catch by Leo Cunningham.
I think Clontarf have to sort of stick with that plan. I know Tom Lahiffin around midfield is going to scupper things a bit, but I think it works for Clontarf. Keeper's a good kick out, and the big guys around there, I'd be going for it more often. Again, this will be, I think this is in his range. It's his first one today, but he's been striking the ball well, albeit off a tee. But
Clontarf looking for their first of the second half. A point that will put them 4 points in front. Duffy makes a good contact, but it's going wide. Good take by Lahif. Oh, didn't catch his pass right. He's frustrated. You could possibly hear that.
Clontarf really haven't got going in the second half. And it's fortunate for them. Jules have come in with a couple of scores and nothing really else to start, and the hope for the second half hasn't been what we wanted. And a couple of changes being made now. We probably need a period of 5 minutes just for either team to get going and challenge the others. And Jules need to do it soon because they'll be out of this championship before they know it.
Howley. Delaney goes short to McCaffrey. McCarrick. Meehan. Spill it to his teammate. That teammate is Nathan Doran, no free. Here's Fionn Delaney. Back to Doran. Doran back to Delaney. Delaney bottled up there but kept his head. Much credit to him. McCaffrey tries to get it, but he was beaten to it. Doesn't give up on it, but it is Judes who have turned it over. That's good play by them. And here's Alex Hassett. Well taken now. Can he beat his man? Connaughton. Connaughton bearing in a goal. Ahern trying to cut off the route. Still Connaughton goes. Still Connaughton goes. Connaughton goes to ground. And it's wide. Good defending by Clontarf. They just stood him up. Well, actually, they did the opposite. He fell. But you know what I'm trying to say there.
No. It was good pressure.
Yeah.
It was a brave, probably one would say a lunge or a dive, but he was brave to go down and try and knock the ball away. I didn't see a free in it at all. And the referee called it right, I think.
Clontarf have made a change. In for them is Conor Rooney. Looks like Matthew Barrett is heading off. Matthew Barrett, who got that really good goal in the first half. Two quick-fire goals as well from Clontarf, wasn't it? One after the other. At the moment, that's the difference. Nathan Doran is going into the book. And getting a yellow card. Manning. Spillane. Lahif. Solid goalkeeping. Keeper kept his cool despite the fact that someone was trying to play Buckaroo, and just as I say that, Clontarf give it away again.
They're keeping Judes in the game. They really are. There's some silly mistakes being made now at the moment, and it needs someone to. It could be Jack or Charlie Meehan to get into the game and keep in this lead.
Sheedy.
Jude's around too long now, not to hope for something to go right for them. But they don't have any players at the moment either stepping up to do that.
A cleverly won 45 by Sheedy off the hand of Giles there.
Strong breeze. He's looking to go short. I don't think it's in his range or not.
Rooney. No, didn't catch it.
Yeah. He never looked like he was standing over the striker. He was looking left and right to see was someone going to make the short run for him. Clontarf for 4 big men across now the halfway line, and see keeper as an option.
Doran continues the run, gets it back. Just ran out of pitch there. John Hanley wanted it, didn't get it. St. Jude's get the possession back.
They were the pass they were sticking in the first half. They were a better ball into the player, popping it in front of him. Now these are just being drilled along the ground. It's so hard to manage and control.
Spillane over carries, free in.
Ref has been fairly consistent in the second half with the ball being overcarried.
Delaney bats it into the path of Phil McCarrick, who gives it back to Delaney. Well taken by Rooney. Doran goes short. Wanting it was McMahon, but they couldn't find him, and it's turned over again and again. Spillane will counter-attack. Lahif. So quick. Spillane sprinting on his inside. Doherty switches it to Lahif. Clontarf with 13 behind the ball. Sheedy. Make a run, says Lahif to Sheedy. Sheedy, low ball inside, finds his man. Now can he turn and get the shot away? His man is Liam Connaughton. Connaughton is stripped of possession, but he was fouled, and it's a free in.
That's one of those, so close. It's one of those tackles where a guy puts the hand and he reaches around behind and punches out from underneath the arm. But he held him too much with his left arm.
Judes are about to make another change, and the man who comes in will come into a game that looks far better for his team than it did a few minutes ago. 2 points between them.
Chris Guckian coming in now.
Unbelievable experience to be bringing off the bench, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Clontarf, who have yet to score in the second half, 17 minutes in, have this kick out. It's 4 unanswered second half points for St. Jude's. O'Grady. Delaney, another miscue and another gift for St. Jude's, but then you don't agree with the decision. Free in for Clontarf.
No, it was a hospital ball to Jack. He pulled out of it, and so did the Judes guy, and Jack went to ground. Referee gave a free. I didn't see that free at all.
A break for Clontarf. Here's Giles. Take your time is the shout of Charlie Meehan. Giles. Doran trying to shake off Lahif. That is incredibly hard to do given the speed of Lahif. McKeown still going. This is great work by McKeown. It opens up a bit. Will he take on a shot? It's John Hanley. Hanley might be thinking more than point here. Still Hanley. He'll settle for the point. A first in the second half for Clontarf. A first of the game for Hanley. And a big one for Clontarf.
Yeah, push it back out to the 3 again. They always say that 2-point lead is the worst type of lead, but push it out to 3. Crowd are sort of giving a bit of a G up as well.
Lihif. Can they respond within seconds? Jumping onto it there was Alan Connolly. Connolly continued the run. He wants it back. He might be able to get it back from Connaughton, who was absolutely surrounded. He kept his cool though and got it out to Lihif. Connaughton has gone down off the ball. Play continues.
Yeah, as he laid it off, he was stood on.
Manning watching on as Sheedy goes outside. Here's Spillane. Rooney. He got one like it earlier in the half, but can't match it later. Another change being made for Clontarf. We'll get that in a second.
Referee talking to the umpires there. I don't know whether it was the incident with your man. He had the injury, I'm not too sure, or something else.
Well, again, it's the right thing to do. He can only do it when play stops, and he only has one set of eyes, so he's checking with his officials to see if they did anything or saw anything. Duffy, he's given it away, and it's intercepted by Connaughton. And no, he picked it up, did he?
He actually...
he played it along the ground.
Played it on the ground,
yeah. Played it on the ground,
If he stepped the yard forward, he'd have caught it. If he stepped the yard backward, it bounced into his hands. But it made contact with his hands as it was on the ground. So it's all unfortunate. That's a let off for Clontarf. Look, they have been getting away with those things. If they want to go further in this championship, they can't be doing that. They can't be doing it. You don't want to play the ball around here and take a risk. You have to be really, really sure who's on the ball.
Leo Cunningham. Delaney. Doran gave off to Delaney. Doran. It's a cutting run by Delaney. And a fist pass as long as a kick. Trying to run onto it as McCarrick. Breaks kindly for Manning. Kerwin. Ball down the line, chasing after David Sheedy. He will get there. In hot pursuit is Liam Howley. Trying to make his way out to his Connaughton. Connaughton in the corner. Hearn with them. Spillane there is an option. Connaughton hangs on. Still Connaughton. Lihif. Brave. Howley got in the way. Clontarf go on the counter-attack, and no better man to counter-attack than Jack McCaffrey. Looks down the line, finds his man. It was a great ball to Conor Rooney. And Conor Rooney just took his time. Now he moves it into McKeown. McKeown gathers. McKeown trying to shake off Oisin Manning. Still McKeown. He's a little bit isolated at the moment. He gets some help from his wing forward, Finn McCarrick. Here's McKeown. It rebounds around, and it is with McKeown, who won it back really bravely.
It's like a pinball in there.
That's right. Doran with Giles outside. Doran will take on the shot himself. Doran squeezes it over. A really good score, a really big one for Clontarf, who have struggled so far in the second half. A second half that is flying by. I only realised it was 22 minutes in when I actually looked at the clock over there.
Like McKeown caught himself in an awful lot of trouble there, and somehow he got himself out of it like a pinball. He fought and fought and fought. He put his head in and his elbows in. He put his boot in place that other people wouldn't go, and he got a score out of it. And maybe they need that now. Maybe that's going to see them out.
McCaffrey beautifully dispossessing Lihif and sweeping it up to O'Grady. 2 points in a row for Clontarf, having not scored up to that point so far in the second half. And if Judes don't get through this, it's because in many ways they didn't accept the presence they were offered. Too many times Clontarf coughed up possession to them, but so far Clontarf doing enough to stay in front. So far. Am I being unfair in my analysis there, Paul?
No, totally agree.
Bulger. Leo Cunningham.
And what's got them in this position in the game, Clontarf, is by going at it and going forward and getting their scores and creating their scores, a bit of energy, a bit of pace, which we enjoyed. This now, to me, it's nervous times. I'm not even a Clontarf man. I'm saying, God, don't turn the ball over now. Don't make a silly mistake, a slip or a fall or a trip. You don't want to invite anybody onto you. Never mind Judes. You just want to invite anybody, and that's what you're doing.
Howley. Delaney. Duffy. Duffy supports the outfielders. Here's Howley. Down the line it goes from McCarrick. Can he get there? No, Spillane beats him to it. Lehif. Keep going was the shout at Martina. That's well taken by Sheedy. Out to Connaughton, who's very much a scoring threat. Martina's the target, but it's intercepted, and it's Leo Cunningham. Cunningham has plenty of options. Clontarf are brave. They leave players up there. Hanley. Rooney. Hassett does brilliantly and gets the ball back off him.
Brilliant.
It's actually Chris Guckian, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant defending.
Sheedy. Doherty. Doesn't find Rooney. Delaney. Bulger. Bulger just stays patient, hangs on to it, takes a few seconds off the clock maybe. Doran down the line. Doran gets it back. Doran against Lehif. Still Doran. Bulger. They miscue and it falls kindly for Liam Connaughton. It's not where you want Connaughton on the ball from the Judes point of view. Here's Lehif. Connaughton. Connaughton looking for the man on the 45. That man was Pat Spillane, but there was just too much red around him. And now here comes Kieran Giles.
I'm just thinking to myself that this game is going to be won not by the team at the moment who's going to get the most scores. It's going to be the team who makes the least amount of mistakes, because it's mistake, one after the other, both teams. I think we've had 3 and 3 turnovers, so that's 6 mistakes in a row.
I know the charge against modern football is that it's at times quite robotic. Today hasn't been. I've enjoyed the mistakes. Does that make sense? It's made a contest of it, a game of it. It's been exciting.
When were you coaching a manager? Tell me.
Never.
Well, then that's why. You see.
Never. And I never will be.
And it does come to that. When a mistake is made, can you punish the mistake?
Yeah.
Not actually, double up on it and give them one back,
Ahern with O'Grady inside. It's opened up for O'Grady. O'Grady can carry it all the way here. O'Grady. They have to get something out of this. Surely it's McKeown. Is that the ceiling score? It might well be. And for those of us who don't have to worry about coaching and managing, we can just enjoy the spectacle, enjoy the entertainment, enjoy the roller coaster nature of a game of football like this. I don't think it's going to be a particularly enjoyable day for St. Jude's, and the really annoying thing is they could be far closer than they actually are. Now, they're not done yet.
Yeah.
They've got some firepower out there. Costello. 2 players in the square were calling for it, but threads it down towards the runner, and that runner is trying to bring it closer. It's Alan Connolly. Connolly, good ball to Lehif. Lehif delivers for his team, a much needed score.
In fairness, is it naivety? But it's not. I love to see that when you still leave 3 players up the pitch, and they still have that potential to get the ball up there,
They're great to watch, Clontarf, at a time where it would be incredibly tempting just to get everyone behind the ball.
And I like that situation. Look how long one of them at least could come out, maybe assist, you know, rather than the three pushing up there. At least one of that come out and still leave a two-prong inside.
Sheedy gave it off to Chris Guckian. Guckian with the diagonal. Just bounces away from McCaffrey. Might come back his way now. It does. And McCaffrey is fouled.
Go easy, Jake.
You can't see it on your screens at the moment, but Clontarf have a 3-2 numerical advantage in the Jude square, or near enough to it. Here's Meehan. Clontarf potentially looking for the goal. They might get it. No, it's Delaney. Clontarf look like they're on their way to the quarterfinals. Clontarf making a switch. John Hanley goes off, kicked that point a couple of minutes ago. It was their first of the half. And they had to wait a long time for it. I think after coming in for him is Killian Layden. Judes need a couple of goals at this stage. Doherty, 18 points to 13 when you make the conversion. A 5-point game. Here's Lahif. Spillane. Good score. 4 between them. That's a good kick out. Well delivered, well taken. Here's Ben Bulger. As always, when Clontarf come forward, they have plenty of options. McCaffrey. McCarrick. Delaney, he's giving it away. And St. Jude's might have a sniff here. It's Alan Connolly. Connolly though shows too much of it to O'Grady, and O'Grady defends it well. O'Grady bends his back, picks it up. Both teams have a man down in the centre of the pitch at the moment, so they're both essentially playing away with 14. Now Oisin Manning is up, but the Clontarf man Finn Delaney isn't. Here's Doran. It's a good carry yet again from Doran, and a good pass as well. And the underlapping run made by McCarrick, and McCarrick gives it off to Bulger, who has a shot. Rooney, I beg your pardon, rather than Bulger. And it is Rooney who puts it over.
Yeah, great run by Nathan Doran down the right wing, and then spun, and a great hand pass in with his left. And like there's a situation where the ball had been one turnover, and it just the number 18 for Judes couldn't pick the ball up when it was there for his opportunity. Chipped it out, and Clontarf got it back.
Well, Fionn Delaney has gone off, and Cian Good comes in. (19-14) the score. Jude's back to needing a couple of goals. Up until that score, a goal and a point would have done, but now they need a couple of goals. I'm not sure they've got the time to get them. Sheedy. Sheedy finds Lahif. Can Lahif find a route to goal? Lahif has to go back outside. And that's a good tackle. But it falls kindly for Connaughton. It's intercepted. It's just not falling right and going right for St. Jude's, much as they've tried. But they have got the free in. Spillane. And no point in kicking it over. They need goals. Into the square it goes from Manning. And away it comes from Clontarf. Here's McCaffrey. Clontarf looking to finish this one in style. One suspects they already have enough done. McCaffrey has found his man. His man is Layden. Layden has got a man inside. That's Rooney. McKeown to finishing style. McKeown is brought down. Good save by the goalkeeper. Penalty awarded anyway. Advantage played. Clontarf get the penalty. Clontarf, I think it's safe to say, also get the win now. It's about how much they can win by as opposed to if they'll win.
Yeah, Jude's going for the big one into the square. Not realising that there's about 6 players from Clontarf are well over 6'2" or 6'3", so they were definitely in the upper chance of winning that, and cleared it out well. And they always kept players up the pitch. And McKeown was the last fella to be involved in the last free for Judes, and he was brave as anything and diving down on the ball. Nothing came from that free, and he gets up to the other end. And in the end, it's great. The penalty, he's taking the penalty, and knowing his form and his goal scoring ability, I think he'd put this away well.
McKeown looking to join Meehan and Barrett on the list of goal scorers today for Castleknock, for Clontarf, and he's done it. And Clontarf are through to the quarterfinals, and you can hear and see what it means to them. St. Jude's maintain their Senior 1 status, but it hasn't been a good day for them. Clontarf march on. They'll join Coola in the quarterfinals. And, they walk the line, don't they, Clontarf? But they're really enjoyable to watch.
They go for, look at their score lines they've put up so far this year. And, they have that ability. And obviously the coach says go for it. There's times at it that they play the ball around and they're at risk of turning over and getting scores against them, punishment scores, I like to call it. And if they go on to later stages, a quarter final, or if they go any further than that, they won't get away with it.
Yeah.
But I still think that they're going to be a scoring threat no matter who they play against or when they play them.
They only came up again last year, so this is bonus territory patronising. Look, they would obviously have wanted to get out of the group, but the first thing I think you need to do when you get up is keep your status, and that's what they've done.
Yeah, and the thing about it is that was a bunch of players that were there last year. Nothing I think new has come into it. They've just grown a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, a little bit braver, a little bit more cuter, and they had a reasonably good league campaign. One that they could be happy with. Yeah. Winning 8 matches out of the 14 that they played. So any team would be happy with something like that as a return. And now they've had a couple of championship wins, and a couple of players coming back from injury. 2 weeks' time might give Andy Foley and Matthias a chance to get back from their injuries.
Well, let's have a look at the highlights of this game. This is making far better viewing for those who support Clontarf rather than those who support St. Jude's. But it was St. Jude's who got the first couple of scores, including that one from Connaughton. And then the HIF
contributed a couple of points. Bit of a driving force for them, but it wasn't on his own at it, but for most of the time it wasn't only coming from anyone else.
McKeown getting 3 frees in a row, and from that point Clontarf never lost the lead. Hard to argue that they weren't deserved winners. They were.
Yeah, the 2 goals, particularly the one that Jack was involved in, the second one was particularly well taken. He started the attack and created the score, and it was a fine finish.
Ball broke there. Fell out to the man who finished it. That was Simon King. McCarrick inside. And what about this from Charlie Meehan? Bang! And then it was followed by this. Yeah, 2 goals in a row.
Pass was left foot. He made a run. No one followed him. Got it back. Stepped to his right foot. Great ball. And a lovely finish. It's a great score. Yeah.
At that stage, it was 2-4 to 4 points. In fairness, the next score was also a goal. It was for Judes. It was Connaughton. It was a good goal.
Lovely finish, yeah.
But then it was followed up by more for Clontarf. Looking for goals, McKeown having to settle for a point.
He doesn't give up.
No, he's brilliant, isn't he?
He trips, falls, slides, rolls on his head and still bounces up and looks for the ball,
He is a lion, isn't he?
Yeah.
He really is.
It's
He's a
not
warrior.
something that you see a lot in corner forwards nowadays, but I really enjoy watching him play.
Harsh on the corner forward.
Yeah. Do you want to play corner back, does he?
No one wants to play cornerback, especially not if you're being ran at by the likes of Lahif, who in fairness played well today, unfortunately for him on a losing team, but this man was immense, McKeown.
Again, one of those plays where they popped the ball was at a great height for the player coming out. Started the second half, and most of the second half the passing was poor that way, and then I think it was Jack actually took a ball out of defence and put a nice pass in at the height that a forward wants to receive it.
Rooney, a really delicious score. England 2-0 winners against Ireland at the Aviva, by the way. That is a full time. And Clontarf getting the victory here. John Hanley getting them going in the second half. They had to wait a long time for it, but once they got that first score in the second half, they never looked like they were going to lose it. But that was a brave block all the same from Howley.
I didn't know it was a foot block or not.
Yeah, Howley just threw himself in the way of it. They're brave, aren't they, Clontarf? Here's Doran getting a good score, an important one. Put it over after that. Hanley scored. At that stage it was 2-10 to 1-9. And then McKeown making it 2-11 to 1-9. And while Judes got a couple of points afterwards through Lahif and then Spillane, which we'll see now, they never looked like they were going to win it. And that one was popped over by Fionn Delaney. It's a good one from Spillane, but Clontarf weren't finished. Not by a long way. Really good work by Conor Rooney. Good point. And then the penalty. They had it won at this stage anyway. But McKeown taken down by Rooney. Got his shot away anyway, typical of McKeown. But then dusted himself off and smashed it home. Keeper annoyed, but it wouldn't have made any difference. At that stage, the thing was done. So, Clontarf get the victory against St. Jude's. They march on to the quarterfinals. St. Jude's, they retain their status. Fingalians have lost to Coola. Coola had won the group even before today. Fingalians, they knew even before the match that they were going to finish fourth and therefore go into the relegation playoffs. And the way it works in the relegation playoffs, I'll just remind you, just in case you weren't with us earlier, 4 teams, the 4 bottom teams in the groups go into the relegation playoffs, and the 2 losers go down because 2 teams come up. So Coola cruising against Fingalians when last we heard, and I think they have won that game. 2 games tomorrow here in Parnell Park, and games elsewhere in Dublin as well. Check out the Dublin GA social media channels and the website for full details. We've got Skerries against St. Vincent's on Dubs TV. Don't forget to subscribe to the Dublin GA YouTube channel, and those games will pop up automatically. I hope you've been brushing up on your Gaeilge, because Raheny against Castleknock is live on TG Cahir. And that is from here in Parnell Park. So we've got Skerries and St. Vincent's, and on TG Cahir it's Raheny against Castleknock. Thanks for joining us on this sunny day in Dublin for a good day's football. We'll have a lot more to come from the football and the hurling in the coming weeks, so keep an eye out on the Dublin GA social media channels. For myself and Paul and all the team here in Parnell Park, goodbye and good luck.